Hey guys, Jeff at TNR Tackle here. Just want to go over a little DIY project you guys can tackle yourselves. We sell a lot of the Winthrop Butts, the Terminator Butts. Great product, but they do require some maintenance. I got a customer here that's stating that it's a little tough to push the button and get the butt to move through its motions. It's a very simple process to clean these things. Let's go into it. What you're going to need is a T15 Torx screwdriver and a small plastic hammer, brass hammer, a plastic, brass, or wooden dowel punch brush, and some mineral spirits with some blue Loctite. Here's how you do it. You're going to start by removing the two screws on the plate side that says locked flush. You're going to remove those guys. Rotate the butt over, remove the third T15 screw. These are all the same, so you don't have to worry about the orientation of them. Now we're going to try to push the button out, just like that. You got your wave lock spring, your plate, your button. We're going to take our button and push it out. This is where that little punch comes into play. Knock it out. So what you're going to find here is the T crossbar, a little bit of corrosion there. We're going to put that in our mineral spirits. We're going to take our plate, mineral spirits, spring, mineral spirits. Now we're going to use we're going to take out the 4 Torx screws here first. T15 does it again. Rock those out. Alright, now we're going to take 2 of our long button head T15 screws, and if you look inside here, there's 2 holes that are threaded that you use the screws to thread into there. And what you do is you drive these down into the butt evenly, and what that's going to do is remove this plate. It's going to rise it up. See, it's coming out nice and easy. So we got it bottomed out. We pull it out. So now we have our assembly. Nothing else is going to fall out of this butt. You're not going to start losing pieces all over the boat or your deck or wherever you're working on it. We're going to get this all cleaned up. All the parts in the mineral spirits. So now your butt should come apart just like that. So you can see there's a little bit of corrosion, a little bit of grime in there. Nothing too crazy. We're going to take our paper towel, we're going to wipe her down, get the majority of that gook out of there. You can even come into your mineral spirits with your brush. Get in there, clean it up nice. Any little speck you leave in there is what's going to cause a problem for down the road.
How long should they let those parts soak in the mineral spirits?
With any of the cleaners, the longer you let it soak, the less work you have to do with your brush. I'd say, this whole process should take no more than 15-20 minutes. In the rare case where you have extreme corrosion or salt buildup, you may have to use a copper brush to clean the residue off the parts, but this one's in good shape. Just a light cleaning and she'll be back in action.
And that's just a painter's brush that you're using, correct?
Yeah, what I do is I take a 1-inch painter's brush and I cut it down about halfway to make the bristles a little bit more rigid, and that helps get the salt out of all the little crevices. The reason I use mineral spirits over a lot of other harsh chemicals, it doesn't doesn't damage the anodization. I definitely would never use a citrus-based cleaner for any kind of anodization. I've had a problem with that once with a Calcutta 100 frame that I would rather not talk about again. It turned it into a two-tone frame.
So they should only use mineral spirits.
That's my recommendation, yeah. And you know, I like to wear some sort of protective gloves in my hands. You know, I'm in this stuff all day, and it definitely takes its toll on you with the grease and the mineral spirits on your skin. All right, now just gonna do our best to finish cleaning this out. You can see here, this is where it's holding a lot of the salt right here. So I'll come back with my pick and I'll get all that out of there. The mineral spirits usually helps knock that stuff loose. So I can see those screw heads. I'll let that one soak for a little bit longer while I inspect the rest of the parts.
Is there any cases where that piece right there can get bent or damaged?
I haven't seen it. It's stainless steel, I believe. It's a really simple design. Fred's done a great job designing this product, and I don't see any problems with these butts other than, you know, a little neglect like this one and years of good service. I may actually take these to the wire wheel here in a second and get there a little bit better.
Now, is this like a yearly maintenance that the customer wants to do?
You know, that's probably, Cody, that's probably one of the number one things I get asked. How often should I service my equipment? And my opinion is, it basically is how often do you use it? If you're going on a trip and it's a 1 year trip and you go out there, you're in the Bahamas for a month, and you come back and you don't plan on fishing for another 6-8 months, I would recommend servicing that equipment more so than a calendar date. So it's a complicated question, at least annually, but if you fish a lot, you can almost get away with not servicing it as much because it's always moving. You know, the corrosion doesn't have time to set up.
This helps remove that oxidation, correct?
Yeah, this is an extreme case. This one here got a little bit away from the customer, and we're having to use some power tools on this one. But it's all high. You know, the best parts you can put in a butt. It's what Fred uses. So they get a little bit of wire wheel action. This is a soft bristle. It's set on, you know, moderate speed, and it's cleaning up really easy. I'll use a small wire brush to go inside the hole there, but it won't take much to get this thing looking great again. And you can see this one here's got a lot of residue. This one's going to require some soaking and some cleaning and a little bit heavier grease to get it back in action, but it still won't be a problem. All right, turn it off now. I get crazy with this thing. One thing I want to show you guys is when you're cleaning the aluminum parts. This one here has got a little bit of, you know, corrosion on there. What we'll do is we use our copper or brass brush, and this way you can get in there and clean it out without damaging the aluminum. If you go after it with stainless steel, you're really gonna scratch it up good and do more harm than it's worth. So. Yeah. All the heavy residues off. So. All right, now it's time for reassembly. What we're going to do here is use a good quality waterproof grease, and you're gonna, I always like to coat heavy and then wipe off. One thing you'll notice is it's easier to wipe it off after the fact than try to get it in the spot after you've assembled it. And on this, so when we're going to put this back together, we want to slide the two pieces together, make sure they articulate in the right direction, and the label's up. The cutout there goes to the bottom, and they just slide together just like that. We're going to take our cross section here. We're going to put some of that a little bit more of that grease on there, and then we're going to get a little bit in the center. And this should go in with light pressure. When you got it in, when it goes in with light pressure like that, it hinges smoothly. You know you got your all the area clean. Now we're going to take our blue Loctite, and we're going to put a little bit in each of the holes. Hopefully we're editing out all the nonsense in the background. And this is a good snug. All right, still operating freely here. We're going to take our cross pin, more of that waterproof grease on there. Tef gel, any high quality grease will do the job. One thing with Tef gel, if you do put that on there, that you might want to use sparingly, because that grease is very, very thick. Now we're going to take our grease, we're going to coat the back side of this plate well. Be careful not to get too much in the hole where the screws are going to go through, otherwise the Loctite will grab that grease and not work properly.
It'll bind to the grease?
It'll actually inhibit it from
make it a good seal?
Yeah, it will actually cause it not to lock up. So, I mean, you can see there's the holes where the screws go through, there's basically nothing in there as far as grease goes. So, put our coil spring in. Okay. We got that. Now we're going to come back with our 3 screws. Like I said, they're all the same. Come back, put a little Loctite on each one. A little goes a long way. Now we get to our last screw. This screw here, if you're not careful, you tighten it down too much, it'll actually cause the button to lock. So what you want to do is just past snug, button works perfect. Do our final wipe down.
So they don't want to use any kind of power drill to use these screws to put them back in. Is that correct?
I would not recommend.
Hand tightening, right?
I would recommend that. If you get a power tool that's, these guys are very powerful. They do have clutches on them, but you're only screwing into aluminum, and it's not a lot of threads in there, so you can easily damage a part that's not replaceable. Like I said, guys, this is Jeff and Cody here at TNR Tackle, servicing our Winthrop Butts. The process we did there is the same for the 2s, the 4s, long and short, it's all the same. If you got any issues or problems, come by and see us, or if we can help you with your Winthrop Butts, give us a call. Have a good day.